All right, commercial's over. I need an answer. Pete Prisco, what is your answer?
Marcus Mariota.
Okay, Kyle.
Deshaun Watson.
Mariota, Watson. Again, first-round rookie starting quarterback to win Week 1, and the answer is coming soon. And I can tell you, it's not either of your choices. Sam Darnold with the Jets in 2018.
Well, he won't win it in Week 1 this year.
Jeez. I got him winning.
The
I know
list
you do.
of rookie quarterbacks in Week 1 since 2018. Kyler Murray, by the way, the year after tied, if you guys remember. But since then, it has not worked out well for starting quarterbacks to start their respective campaigns. And we know Caleb Williams has a chance to buck that trend. He is the chosen one, named a captain, one of 8 this season in Chicago. He's head coach Matt Eberflus saying, quote, "I feel this team is coming together faster just because of the maturity of it. Some of it's being around each other for 3 years, and it certainly helps." Back here at Pete Prisco, Kyle Long, and we welcome in Big Cat from Barstool Sports. Dave Katz joining us here. So, Big Cat, great to have you here. Let's first talk about Caleb Williams, captain of the Bears, and we'll get Kyle's take, of course, after. Big deal, little deal, or no deal?
Huge deal, because you got guys like Pete Prisco who get mad at him for crying and showing emotion. So, Caleb Williams is a leader. And then I saw Kyle lives in the same circles as me, Bears Twitter. People were coming out and saying, well, Justin Fields was the captain. Justin Fields was loved in that locker room. That has nothing to do with his on-field, but I want my quarterback to be loved in the locker room. I want him to be a leader of the team, to be a rookie, to have it voted on by the players. That's a big deal. That kind of dispels all of Pete Prisco's slander about Caleb Williams not being tough enough and not being a guy in the locker room.
Well, first off, I never said he wasn't tough enough. He's putting words in my mouth. But here is what I did say. I said, I don't want to see my quarterback crying on his mom after a game, after a loss, because that's just not a good look. Now, maybe he's outgrown that phase of his life that he's in the NFL, and they look around and they say, we're going to vote him as one of our captains, because it's not often that a rookie is voted as a team captain. I think it's a good thing if you really believe he's that guy. So I understand it, but it's a little surprising to me.
I love this. And, for all the guys that were in the locker room, what's up, Big Cat? Good to see you. For all the guys that were in the Chicago locker room, and on Twitter, it was a big, well, he's too cool. He's the L.A. guy. He's Hollywood. He's a superstar. It's become apparent to these guys that he's really mature. He's about his business. And he is, as he's been advertised, the dude can play football. So at the end of the day, there's not many things in the National Football League that are voted on by your peers, TT. So when you get an opportunity to be voted as a captain of your team, I think it's one of the highest honors in football, outside of Hall of Fame, Super Bowl, All-Pro, and maybe Pro Bowl.
And the money.
If you're a captain, you are endeared to these guys for life. These dudes, they trust you. And when you're the quarterback and you're a rookie and you're a captain, it speaks volumes about the actions that you've taken in the last few months as Chicago Bears. So it's impressive to me.
I'll throw it right back at you then. What do you need to see out of this Bears team Week 1?
I need to see this Bears team not panic. I need them to understand that the interior part of the defensive line is the strength of the defense they will be playing. I think you need to allocate resources early and often to getting those 2 defensive tackles blocked up and get Caleb to feel comfortable early. I don't want to see downtown Julie Brown shots immediately. I want to see this guy get in a rhythm. I don't want to see the 3 and out 3 times like we saw in the last preseason game. Let's get this guy started. Let's move the chains. And then when Caleb gets the feel for this thing, he can start to make those plays that we all know and love so well from Caleb Williams.
I want to see him stay in the pocket and not look. It's wonderful. He has wonderful athletic ability. He can make plays off schedule, but the game is meant to be played inside the pocket. Go through your progressions, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have to get out and make a play, but don't get out after the first one. And that's something he's going to have to really figure out, because he is such a wonderful athletic quarterback that can make plays off schedule, but you do have to stay there. And I think ultimately he'll get to that.
Big Cat?
I mean, out of the pocket, in the pocket, Pete, I know, is obsessed with it. The one thing that Caleb Williams does, he always keeps his eyes downfield. And that's different than what we've had in the past, not naming names, but I think that it's okay if he has to move around, because that's part of what he brings to the table, that he's hard to bring down. He can extend plays. He can always look downfield. And I'm very excited about this Bears season. I do think the Titans are getting a little disrespected. I know Pete doesn't think Will Levis is good. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. So like, this is going to be a tough game. Like, you can't say this is just a W. I think a lot of people are thinking that because the Titans weren't great last year, but the Titans are just a tough team that will always be there at the end of the day.
Yeah, Pete Prisco already calling Will Levis the next Josh Allen. Did I see that somewhere on social media, too?
You did. You did.
Just loving to double down on your chosen quarterbacks.
Hey, some of us get them right once in a while. You know?
Then you get a few wrong, but
Yeah,
that's
I do.
okay. That's
We
all
don't
right.
bring those up.
By the way, the line is now at 4.5. Chicago laying that at home against Tennessee. All right. Now we're going to play a game called Bold, Bolder, and Boldest. Each of our guys have one each, but we're going to sort of play a game in terms of one guy goes bold, the next guy goes bolder, the third guy goes boldest, and then we hit the reset button. It'll all make sense in just a second. Let's play the game first. Big Cat, you've got a bold take. Caleb throws for at least 4K.
Yes. So I didn't know we were going to start with Caleb. So this is my bold take. Obviously, it's a meme that's all over the internet. The Bears have never had a passer that has thrown for 30 touchdowns and 4,000 yards. I get it. Ha ha. Funny. They've been playing football for a very long time. This is the year. I think he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards. I think he's going to throw for over 30 touchdowns. We can, take that meme and just throw it in the trash and we move on. It's a new day in Chicago.
You're going to bank that. All right. And then Pete's going bolder. Will Levis throwing 30 touchdowns this season.
He's going to have an unbelievable year. I love what he can do with the football. I think he loves the game. He works at it, and he's got a lot of weapons around him now to throw the football. The offensive line's better. Will Levis is going to be the breakout star in the NFL this season. Book it. Over 30 touchdowns. He might throw 33, 34.
Just a reminder, Pete's high on Will Levis. All right. And then Kyle's going boldest. Jets a perfect 6-0 in the AFC East.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, I just, these people in the AFC East love to laugh at Aaron Rodgers and the memes of him running out of the tunnel with the American flag, and it was shot down so quickly after a handful of plays. But these people don't know the Aaron Rodgers I know. These people don't know the quarterback that rips the soul out of the competition week in and week out. These teams don't know what it feels like to have a 21-point lead on the road, feeling really high and mighty about yourself. We even injured Aaron Rodgers, but he comes back out, finds the magic potion, and says, give me that football. We're going to go win. That's who the Jets have at quarterback, a true leader, something they've lacked in that building for a long time. And what do you couple that with? One of the most violent defenses in the National Football League, a defense that kept them in football games last year. Now you throw the first ballot Hall of Famer in there. AFC East, we could be looking at a 6-0 route for these guys.
This is the Bills on a continual basis, over
It's not the personal, champ.
Over again.
It was interesting, though. You could see the Jets' second betting favorite over the summer, really close to the Buffalo Bills. They actually leapfrogged the Dolphins in that market. Okay, so that was one round of bold, bolder, and boldest. Now for a second round here, Kyle, back to you. Bold take, Terry McLaurin, 1,500.
Yeah, I think 1,500 yards for Terry McLaurin. It's right there in the magazine for you guys. I mean, I really love Jaden Daniels. I know that there are not a lot of stars on the offensive line in Washington, but they have gone and invested in there. Andrew Wiley, Nick Allegretti, a few other names. I know they're battling out at left tackle right now in the nation's capital. But at the end of the day, you got a guy by the name of Jaden Daniels who can deliver strikes. He can take hits. He's crafty. And like Caleb Williams, he enjoys running, but often not just to run from pressure. He runs to throw. The eyes are downfield. Terry McLaurin, a guy that will always have his head around, ready for the catch. And when he is given the opportunity, this dude produces. Terry McLaurin is one of my favorite underrated receivers in the National Football League.
All right, Jaden Daniels, by the way, 6-1 to win Rookie of the Year. Big Cat going bolder with Caleb in that market.
Yes. So listen. When I get invited to do a national television show, I know that there's people on this panel that like to slander Caleb Williams and laugh at the Bears' Pete Prisco. So I'm here to spread the gospel. Caleb Williams can be Offensive Rookie of the Year. This is my last Caleb Williams point for the entire time. Now, you didn't just invite me on to talk Caleb Williams, but that is my bolder take. He's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's got all the weapons. I think Keenan Allen is, professional receiver. This could be a security blanket. DJ Moore, we already know he's the best Bears receiver ever. And then Rome Odunze. And people forget about Cole Kmet. Pretty good himself. So the cupboard is stocked for Caleb Williams. he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Aren't those tied together? His two, the bold and the boulder.
It's a package deal.
It's a package deal.
Yeah.
Yours
Pete's almost getting the joke. Pete, wait, you almost get the joke.
Package deal, Pete.
Seriously.
Well, yours is a bit of a correlated play because we've been talking a lot about how you think Matt LaFleur is going to be Coach of the Year. We just did your power rankings, and Packers are number 2. Pete, your boldest take is that Love wins MVP coming in at 14-1.
I do. I think Jordan Love is going to put up some amazing numbers, and I know these two guys do not want to hear that. You're both Bears fans. You don't want to hear it, but this offense is going to be explosive. The receivers didn't play together last year. They're all young kids getting better and better. They understand passing game concepts now. He does as well. What we saw in the postseason and down the stretch from Jordan Love is what we're going to see carry over into this season. He's going to be the MVP, and the Packers are winning the Super Bowl.
But you said the Houston Texans aren't going to be able to play well because they're the hunted now. You tell me Jordan Love's not hunted? You don't think me and Big Cat want to track this guy down?
The Lions are the hunted in that division.
Got him.
I'm just saying, bro.
No,
I'm just saying.
The Lions are the hunted.
Talking out of both sides of your mouth, Pete.
No,
Talking
the
out of both
Lions
sides
are the
of your mouth.
hunted. The Lions are the favorites in the division.
The Lions are the king of the savannah, bro.
Yeah, they're the hunted.
They've never been hunted once.
I love it. That's 2 rounds now, bold, bolder, and boldest. So we got one more round. And Pete Prisco, you get to start off here. A bold take, Trayvon Walker is going to be the league sack king. So what are we talking about, 18-20 this year?
Probably 17, 18.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is surprising coming from me because I've been a critic of that pick. But as you've watched him develop over the course of the last 2 seasons, he's learned how to use his hands. And that's something he had to do. He's one of those rushers that has amazing power, and he ran right into the center of the tackle every single time, and he still ended up with double-digit sacks. I think he has a chance to get to 17, 18, particularly with the way they're going to play defense this year. Ryan Nielsen pressures with a 4-man front. They will get up. They don't drop him into coverage anymore, which they shouldn't do. He's going to be dynamic this year.
You also tried to take 1% of a commission on Josh Allen Hines because you labeled him a game wrecker last year, and he had a fantastic season.
I did.
And he got paid.
I said they didn't have a game record on that team. He put it on his phone, and he went and had a great season. He got paid,
good.
so he owes me. I'm a life coach.
Motivational speaker.
Life coach.
Can I ask a question? Are we just going to allow
go
Pete
in
to
here.
do Homer?
Challenge, please, please.
Are we going to allow him to just do Homer picks like this?
That's not a Homer
He
pick.
covers the Jaguars.
I don't.
Maybe
I'd rather
Jacksonville.
I'd rather be
Have
right.
a little unbiased. Bring a little unbiased take to the table, please.
Coming from the guy who has every one of his picks is Bears pick, okay?
I think George Karlaftis has more sacks than your guy this year.
What, you want to bet?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right, good.
yeah.
I want in on that action.
Sushi, omakase.
There it is, done. Live on air, HQ Spotlight. Timestamp that bad boy. All right, Kyle, getting to you now. Boulder play, Sam Darnold to the playoffs?
Somebody back there in the control room edited this. What I said is, Sam Darnold is a dude, okay? And then they put Sam Darnold to the playoffs. But you know what? I'm going to ride with
going to the playoffs.
I am going to ride with it because I love this Minnesota Vikings football team, and it starts at the offensive tackle position. They've got 2 guys who are absolute studs. Tight end, got him. Receiver, got a great one. Head coach, great one. Love it. I think the Minnesota Vikings can figure this thing out if they've got Sam Darnold on the right page with this skill group. And you know what? Justin Jefferson, I got to finish here, Pete. I got to finish. Justin Jefferson obviously loved Kirk Cousins. Anybody can throw him the football. Sam Darnold with Kevin O'Connell's tutelage. I think we're going to see Sam Darnold 2.0. There's a reason he was drafted highly early. You got something to say, Pete?
Who isn't making the playoffs from that division? You have every
It's
team.
an NFC North dance. It's the dance. Everybody from the NFC North is going.
I think if you answered that honestly, I know what you would say.
I think that this team will be very dangerous with Sam Darnold at the quarterback position.
We've almost come full circle. That Sam Darnold quiz trivia answer coming back here with a bold take. And then lastly there, Big Cat, biggest, boldest, coldest take. What is it?
It's Caleb Williams to an MVP. Pete, do you realize what I've done now?
Yeah, I see what you've done. Just up the.
That's my
That
boy.
one has. You have. By the way, that has less of a chance of happening than Sam Darnold going to the playoffs.
Okay.
I have a question for Kyle. Sam Darnold 2.0. What if 1.0 wasn't good? 2.0, you're like upgrading
We have
bad?
to go exponents, maybe, like the little number above the big number. I think those are exponents. TT's got my back.
But,
I do.
But by the way, he doesn't have the. If you think the Vikings are in, you don't think the Bears are in. So just say it. Say it to the city of Chicago. You don't think the Bears are going to the postseason.
He doesn't. No.
My
Caleb
mic
Williams
just
win
cut
MVP. Yeah, he just saw bold. Listen, Pete, I dominated you in this game. I don't know if you guys keep a ticker or anything, a score count, but I dominated you in this game.
It's an L for you.
What's an L, Pete, for you?
A loser!
Big Cat, appreciate you, my man. You're
Thanks,
welcome
Big
back
Cat.
on the show anytime.